Hello everyone, it is I, Robert, aka the Divine Scorpio, and today we shall be talking about rest. That is it. We shall be talking about resting. I just watched a video from one of my most favorite YouTubers, and they were talking about how you should hustle. And they were talking about how you should be grinding and grinding. And they reiterated a phrase that I've been hearing for quite a while now from a few people in my life. If you don't work hard enough, then you really don't want it that bad. And I'm just like, oh. Now, yes, in theory, that does kind of make sense. Like, hey, if you really want, you know, that certain job promotion, or if you really want to talk to this person or engage with this community, you gotta work hard to get you to that point. However, I think it's become so normalized to work so hard, especially in America. Now, through the years, I've watched hundreds of motivational videos from the finance bros who get up at 2:59 a.m. and go to bed at 8 p.m. to the productive influencer gym girlies who do their pre-workouts and be in the gym for 2 to 3 hours each day filming the content, to the software engineer. Oh my gosh, the software engineering people irk me. Not their job, the title itself, but just like how put together their videos are. It kind of puts you in the mindset like, oh yeah, I should be a software engineer. It's nothing like that, babes. They're just filming content. And so it's really mind-boggling to me how we have become so normalized to hustle, 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 hustle. That's what your parents tell you. That's what your friends tell you. That's what your teachers, your principals, your bosses, so on and so forth. Everybody tells you to hustle, but nobody. Oh, sorry, not nobody, but rarely anybody tells you to take it slow. It's not until you see the TikTok interviews of the elderly people telling you to slow down and take more pictures and, live in the present. It's not until your therapist tells you, hey, the reason why you are experiencing this condition is because you are stressing yourself out by working so hard. You are damaging your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, so on and so forth, because you're not prioritizing that. You're prioritizing making money, but you're not prioritizing being happy. And that is the issue. So for this video, I would talk about my experience of hustle culture, and then I will get into how we should all rest. So my experience, I was an honor student. I have been a president of clubs. I have been, an executive member of organizations. I've hosted events. I have networked. I have done an internship. I have got myself into a 4-year, so far accredited university. I moved myself to a different time zone by myself. I started a YouTube channel, and I've just been grinding. And also, I've worked to move into what I consider luxury apartment in Chicago. Just recently, from an acquaintance, no shade to them, but we don't really know each other that well, hence acquaintance. But they were telling me, we were getting into deep conversations, and they were telling me about how I have all these goals and ambitions, but they said that I don't want it bad enough because I don't work hard enough to achieve those goals. I'm a Scorpio. I try to keep things low key if I really want them. I try to be mysterious. Like, if you know me, if you actually know me, oh yeah, Robert keeps that one down low. Just because Robert doesn't want to jinx it or doesn't want to share what may or may not happen. And that's just me. So this person did not know that. But it really hurt my feelings to hear this coming from them. And we were just comparing each other's lives, like how much more successful they are than I am, or how much work they put into their business, their career goals, their personal goals, and so on and so forth. And I was just like, oh, this is actually really harmful to me. So I just stopped the conversation, just because I don't think that they got it. And I was fighting for my life, like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that, I got awarded this, and I was like, why am I trying to prove myself to them? They clearly are not going to get it, so why am I trying to prove myself to them? Why are we trying to prove ourselves to one another that we can be successful? We can be successful, but in our own ways. We don't have to get that promotion that my friend me wants. We don't have to get that job title, that certain, career, just because our parents want us to, because that is what success looks like to them. We don't, when you realize free will, your third eye starts to open up, because you're like, I don't have to do anything, but I choose to. And that's what people should do. Instead of saying, like, I've tried the cold showers at 5 in the morning to get you motivated, to get the blood going, and so on and so forth. I have tried journaling. I have tried doing the workout routines and so on and so forth, but it never stuck with me. Yes, I know I need discipline. I know I need to build better habits, but I am so burnt out. I'm so burnt out. My therapist called it. For my first therapist back in Pennsylvania, you called it. You called it. She said, like, because of who I am, that I need more help with just trying to slow down. But I'm so go that I'm going to harm myself in the process. And that's what I'm doing. That is what I am doing. And I already know the ideal life that I want for myself. I already know what my ideal career is, how I want my family life to be, how I want my personal life to be, and so on and so forth. However, I know I need to work extremely hard and diligent to achieve those goals. But for right now, I just want to prioritize being happy. I want to live a soft and happy life. And I feel like I keep getting told, oh no, you should do something practical. You should do something that, has like a company behind it, that has years of, reputable work and status behind it. You should be working, in Chicago and so on and so forth. I'm sick and tired of getting told what I should be doing instead of, Robert, what do you want to do? Instead of, oh, you should be doing X, Y, and Z. Because I feel like if we start asking people what they actually want to do, then we can start from somewhere, Like, I ask my coworkers this, ask my friends this, ask my family this. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants to live a soft life with being financially secure. They want their ideal family, however that is shaped for them. And they want to just be happy and travel and explore and do their hobbies and so on and so forth. Nobody really wants to hustle. Shocker. Which you may see on social media, despite the motivational TikToks, the productive days of my life YouTube videos, despite all of that, everybody wants the same thing. We all just want to be happy and live our lives to the fullest extent without being succumbed to financial burden and other constraints that may go on in our lives. But we keep getting told by society, by those who we elect, by those who we don't elect, by those who are authoritarian figures, by those who are even close to us. We keep getting told, oh, we need to grind, we need to hustle, we need to be competitive, so on and so forth. The reason why I quit law, and mind you, I was actually doing fairly well in law. Now I'm not saying I was like a lawyer or anything, but I was a law intern and I was getting my grades up and everything, and I was networking too. I was a part of a few law organizations, and I asked lawyers and attorneys who looked like me, and also other ones as well, what their life is now, what their work-life balance is, and how many hours of sleep do they get at night, do they feel fulfilled, so on and so forth. A lot of them told me, no, they don't feel fulfilled. It's just a job at the end of the day. They try to get to the bag. They are working themselves to death in order to be financially stable. They are not necessarily doing what they want to do. They're just doing it for the money, primarily. I'm not saying all of those who I've encountered within law are doing this, but majority of them told me in private that they are. And that was just so upsetting to me because, someday I do want to have a family of my own, and it is like, how am I going to be a present dad, a present husband, a present brother, son, grandson, best friend, cousin? I'm also working 80 to 100 hours per week. You see what I'm getting at? Like, for your family lives, are your parents working, grinding working third shift, working throughout all hours of the week? Do you see them often? Yeah. Do you think that they're happy? Most likely not. And so it's just like, why are we putting ourselves into the same positions that our parents, our grandparents are put in or were being put in? Why are we grinding just to reach a most likely unattainable goal? What you see on I'm sounding like my mom now, but what you see on social media is not necessarily real. You're seeing like 1% of the actual general population that are successful, that got, that had like the discipline, the motivational mindset to grind, and are happy and healthy doing so. And that's what they want to do, then that's them. But what is toxic in this hustle culture is that we condition ourselves, we get told that we can do this too. But in reality, not a lot of people can do this. Can a lot of people be firefighters? Can a lot of people be educators? Can a lot of people be coal miners? Can a lot of people be underwater welders? No. And so you have to tell yourself, like, can a lot of people be an influencer? Can a lot of people be this software engineer that lives in a New York City penthouse? Can a lot of people be this Lululemon wearing productive influencer girly who drinks $9 iced matchas every single day? No. You have to tell yourself, my life is not their life. And once you get that in your head, start building your own life. Yes, you can get inspiration from people. I most definitely got inspiration from a few YouTubers and influencer gurus and tech bros and so on and so forth. But I have to keep in mind that my life is not theirs, and nor do I want my life to resemble theirs. I want my life to be my life. I have a picture of what I want my life to be, my ideal self, how I want to look, how I want to be perceived. what the scenery looks like behind me in my ideal life. That's what I want to achieve. And I feel like you should take that into account when achieving your goals and being ambitious. Are you being ambitious for you? Are you being ambitious because you were told to be ambitious? Now, yeah, I'm not saying don't be ambitious, don't have goals, but what I'm saying is, are you working for you or are you working for others? Boom. That is the message that I wanted to get out to you. Be your own guru. Your life is not going to look like everybody else's, so why are you comparing yourself? Like, recently, someone in my life just got engaged, and I'm super duper duper happy for them. If they see this, hi, super happy. I'm genuinely happy. But I was comparing myself. I was asking my coworkers, like, am I insane? Like, should I be getting married? Like, how are they getting married and I'm not, and so on and so forth. Mind you, I'm 21 years old. See, and we keep comparing ourselves in this hustle culture. Like, we even hustle in our own personal lives. Like, we have to stop comparing ourselves, and we have to look within. We have to start asking ourselves, what do we truly want? Like, throughout my whole entire life, I kept getting told how I should be, what type of man I should be, how I should dress, how I should feel, how I should be, what type of student I should be, what type of worker I should be, what type of, son, brother, friend, cousin, so on and so forth, what I should be instead of how do you want to be? And that's what we should all be asking ourselves. We keep taking these vacations and we keep saying, oh my gosh, Parisian lifestyle seems so relaxed, so calm. They're only working like 3 days a week and so on and so forth. Yeah, because they realize that they shouldn't be comparing themselves to each other. They should be living their own lives and being happy. And they should not make others miserable in order to achieve their happy lifestyle. Like, we all are just constantly grinding, working in corporate, acting like that is a lofty and lovely goal. It could be for you if that's what you truly want to do, that's what you truly desire. But a lot of people quit their 9 to 5s, their corporate lives, their corporate jobs and stuff, and so on and so forth, because they realize that it was not what they truly wanted to do. I mean, who truly wants to be working at a 9 to 5, 40, 50, 60 hours a week for someone who is living their ideal lifestyle, who is making millions upon millions based off your own hard work, while you just get breadcrumbs, barely being able to afford the lifestyle that you actually want? I mean, the goal for America, the goal for a capitalistic economy is just to work hard enough for the 1%. The goal is to work hard enough for wealth of others and the country or the territory that you're in. It's not to work for yourself, to better yourself, to better your life. And that is the issue here, everyone. We, not necessarily in this country, but we as a society, internationally, like globally, we used to live in a subsistence economy. I know, something other than capitalism, right? So here is the term of here is what a subsistence economy is, or the goal of it is. A goal of a subsistence economy is to produce enough to meet the basic needs of the community rather than to generate a surplus for trade or profit. People used to work for their families. People used to work on their own lands. People used to work on their own time. And now, due to the rise of a certain something, read these certain books to figure out what that certain something is. This is pretty controversial. But we used to be happy just working for ourselves in our community. But now we have moved from working on our land to now working to an office building. We have moved to working 2 to 4 hours each day to now working 8, 10, 12 hours a day. We have moved from working for ourselves and our families and our community to now working for a rich, bald headed dude. Like, it is really insane of the trajectory, or I would say, like, the de evolution of human society has come to be. I would consider this de evolution. I would consider this evolution because are we truly happy? We all want to have our own land. We all want to be financially stable, financially free. We all plan on retiring at 30. We all plan on just traveling the world and exploring things and being happy and healthy and being free. But a lot of us cannot be because of the predicament that we put ourselves in, which is hustle culture. We've been doing this for centuries now, and we need to realize that we need to slow down and breathe and rest. Every off day that I do have from my job, from my jobs. Sorry, guess who works 6 jobs as a full-time college student living alone in Chicago? This person, me. Guess whose budget majority goes to rent? This person. Yes. And so therefore, I'm burnt out. I want to achieve my career. I want to do what I want to do. I want to pursue what I want to pursue. But we have to realize that my timing is my own timing. My timing is not yours, and your timing is not mine. And so therefore, I may achieve my goal right now, or I may achieve my goal years from now, decades from now. And that is okay. And I have to tell myself that every single dang day because I keep getting told otherwise. And it's so upsetting that my generation, future generations, older generations are stuck in this capitalistic hustle culture, high productivity mindset, but we're not focused on resting. We're not focused on effective communication. We're not focused on family building. We're not focused on just figuring out who our actual selves are. Can you ask yourself, when's the last time you've slept a full 8 hours? Can you ask yourself, when's the last time you traveled? Can you ask yourself, if you are truly happy? Let me ask you, are you truly happy where you are in your life right now? If the answer is no, then do something about it. Pick up that hobby that you've always wanted to do. Get that dog that you've always wanted to get. Take that trip that you've always wanted to take. I know we have to work in order to achieve some of those goals, and that's what is so upsetting. But we should work to make ourselves happy. Don't work just to make ends meet. I know that's harder said than done. Trust me, I know. I'm, barely surviving off of the. Yeah. However, let's work to make ourselves happy. Take this now. I know, you may need to work a lot just to get your basic needs met, and I understand that. But let's try to work not harder, but smarter. Let's work to build our dream lives. Because I feel like we get so caught up in hustle culture and high productivity, the motivational mindset, and the strict discipline, and all the capitalistic mindsets that we all have, and that we've all been consumed to. That we've all been taught that is the norm. Let's deconstruct that and let's actually work toward our goals. If your goal is to own a farm, figure out how to own a farm. If your goal is to have a dog, figure out what it takes to get that dog, and figure out if your environment, if your personality can handle that dog. If your goal is to be financially free, then maybe hustle culture is for you. Maybe, working hard enough that you can retire at 30 and being able to just live off of your retirement for the rest of your life. Maybe that's your goal. You do you. But let's all come together and let's realize that we should all rest. We should all evolve at our own time, on our own pace. And we should take up hobbies. We should bathe in the sun with sunscreen, of course. We shall be with community, be with people who actually support you and who actually listen to you. Be with people who actually uplift you instead of put you down. Be with yourself and be kinder to yourself. Love yourself. Do you love yourself? If you don't, figure out what it takes to love yourself. Be the person that you want to be. Achieve the life that you want to achieve. And don't let anyone deter you from achieving your dream life. Be happy, be healthy, rest. Thank you all so much for coming to my TED Talk. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, I hope you enjoy. Peace on earth.